So before we head to camp, I just want to point out my avatar was killed. This does not bode well for this particular run. Didn't see before in the other video. I brought in 24,000 men. 15,000 of them were casualties. I lost 38 guns, 900 cavalry. Almost a good chunk of that was units being broken. So it looks like my decision not to have 2,500 man brigades was a pretty big mistake. That's what enabled those units to get dissolved so quickly. And what I captured was not particularly great. 15 20-pounders, some supplies, not a lot of 1855s, which we're going to need to replace. Dead units. So let's hit camp and see what the damage is. So we got 171,000 and 13,000 men, so plus the 929, we almost made up those losses. But getting them into the fight is going to be a mess. So 10-pounder Parrots survived, the 6-pounders survived, the 10-pounder Ordnance survived. My 24-pound howitzers didn't, my 12-pound howitzers didn't, and my 12-pound Napoleons didn't survive. I've only got one cavalry unit left. Johnston did get promoted, so I think we will give him the defensive aura bonus. Oh, hang on. Let's auto-save camp. Let's save it. What this is really going to do is heavily impact Antietam. I am not going to have the troops to win that battle. I may not have the troops to draw that battle, which is going to be a problem. We get 2 career points. So one of them is going to go to Army Organization, belatedly, and the other one's going to go in Medicine. Yeah, phew. So surprisingly, my 3 Grenadier divisions did survive the fight. I'm not sure what happened to them. I didn't see them anywhere. 1-1 rifle survived. I lost 1-4 rifle, the new guys. Surprisingly, 4th Division, probably because they weren't engaged that hard, they were deployed on the down the hill. They were not. They survived the battle relatively intact. These guys. Yeah, not sure that helps. Normally I'd set these guys to melee, but I don't think it's gonna. I've been meleeing a lot. Let's do that. So we've got to. Got to fill in these officers. Let's start. Longstreet in charge of 2nd Division. Bring up one of our other generals. Put Jackson in charge of 4th Division. We're going to go cheap because we've got to replace all of these men. Fortunately, we actually have some officers we can get into this. The worst damage here is really the artillery, especially losing the 24-pound howitzer battery. That's just it's miserably bad. Got ransom here. Let's take a look at what the next battle is. next battle is Manassas Depot, which only involves a very small subset, and then Cedar Mountain. Cedar Mountain is tough. It's going to be tougher as weakened as I am, and then after that is Second Bull Run. Second Bull Run is a really, really difficult defense. So this is going to be rough. Alright, let's start with the artillery. Cost me 11,000 to get him back up to 8 guns. These guys will be the simplest. They're out of guns. I do not want to disband this unit, but I'm not sure that I have an option. $40,000. We're out of palmettos. So what really kills you here is not the men, it's the guns. You run out of weapons. I don't want to disband these guys, but at the same time, I can't bring them up to full strength. Let's sell off the stuff we can sell off. Burnsides. Sharps. Load of 20-pounder parrots. Fortunately, I have 7 24-pounder spares, so we'll be able to rebuild that battery. Give it to one of the veteran batteries. These guys, they're the veterans. They've fought in, what, 3 battles? Yeah. Veterans now. Oh, man. 3rd Division is going to basically be entirely out of it. So I might switch 3rd Division and 4th Division. Let's hold off on getting those guys before I bring the 24-pounders back. Actually, no. He's armed with Springfields, so he's screwed. Yeah. We equip this unit with 1855s or pattern 1853s. Can't afford that. Equip this unit with palmettos. Bring these guys further up to strength. Yeah, it's terrible, but this is what we got. No infantry weapons, a handful of skirmisher weapons. It doesn't matter because my skirmishers were destroyed. I could actually sell them. A couple extra bucks. Chances are we won't be able to afford one of these units again. Let's sell those. The rest of these we'll keep in anticipation of being able to rebuild those units. Actually, we can probably do that now. Cheap kernels.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he came in with 4 guns. So, at great cost, we rebuilt ourselves to 25,000 soldiers. Our manpower pool is down to 19,000. We are out of Springfields. We are out of MJ&Gs. We are not out of Mississippis, but we're close. We're out of Palmettos. We're almost out of 1855s. I can split the last 7,000 between these guys. We got a 300-man cavalry unit. Could get 117 men without costing us any money. Yeah, ain't pretty. We may be able to push this up a little bit, but again, of course, the primary loss is here. We're running out of weapons. Got lots of reboard farmers. Blah. I may have to end up buying into Lorenz's, which I really don't want to do. We got 2,000 pattern 1853s and 1,000 1855s, both of which are really too expensive to straight up buy. The Lorenz's are fine weapons, but they fire slowly, and they are very limited. So basically, you can have 1 brigade with them, and you tend to run out later on in the war. Keep the palmettos in case I'm able to build another cavalry unit. Yeah, there you go. That's reconstructed after getting pounded at Malvern Hill. Everybody's down to 1 star, and my units they're pretty good. Not great. taking efficiency hits from commanders. Actually, I can fix that. Yeah. Yeah, 1-3 rifle would just have to take the efficiency hit. So definitely not ideal. But it's all we've got. Next battle is Manassas Depot, which doesn't actually involve any of my units, as I recall. So it's also fairly difficult because it's very small units attacking very large Union units. So yeah, we'll see.